Amid the ceasefire talks, conflict in West Asia rages on. Heavy fighting in Lebanon between Israeli forces and Iran-backed Hezbollah continued on Sunday, which sharply intensified over the recent weeks. In the latest, Israeli strikes reduced buildings in the southern suburbs of Beirut to rubble on early Sunday. Also, Israel launched its campaign in Lebanon a month ago, saying it was targeting the heavily armed Iran-backed Hezbollah group to secure the return home of tens of thousands of Israelis evacuated from the north due to cross-border rocket attacks. Violence intensified in recent weeks. All right, our correspondent Amit Mukherjee is joining us from New Delhi. Amit, good morning. Now, we've told our viewers the efforts that have been made by various countries to facilitate a ceasefire between Hamas and Israel. At the same time, Israel has, Egypt has also proposed a two-day ceasefire. Get us the latest on the status of the ceasefire negotiations.
Well, Preeti, some rays of hope now eventually emerging from, West Asia, and it seems that the ceasefire talks, which have been on for a long time, is finally, being worked out. And negotiators and, people who have been involved in this conflict are coming across a table, sitting across a table, and they have finally decided to, work out the details, how the ceasefire is going to work out. Now, if you look at, the chain of events, U.S. has always been pressing for it. In fact, Antony Blinken, the U.S. Secretary of State, has been in the Middle East for the past 1 week, and he has been talking to various people who have been involved in the negotiations, whether it's Doha, whether it's Cairo, and finally some ray of hope, because we have seen a pause as far as the fighting is concerned. Of course, Israel is still on with its kind of planned assault against Hezbollah, because they have seen a lot of they still have a lot of capabilities, which Israel now says that it should be put to an end, and they are looking at a long-term, sort of a rest in the region. So while assault against the Hezbollah is still on, dismantling its financial capabilities, its financial network, and also its assets, at the same time, the ceasefire talks have also begun. In fact, if you also look at Iran, it has exercised considerable amount of restraint after the, the 100 Israeli jets crammed across, into the Iranian territory, destroyed all those, assets which were involved in launching attack against Israel on October 1st. And now it seems that there has been a pause, and which is a good thing as far as West Asia is concerned. Some ray of hope as far as, return of peace is concerned. So things are moving, it seems, in a positive direction. Preeti?
All right, things are moving in the positive direction. Amit, how do you see the days ahead pan out? Because Israel still, talks of eliminating the threats to its regional security. At the same time, there is also the concern of getting back the hostages. Get us more as to how is Israel positioned in the midst of this crisis?
Preeti, that's exactly what I said. I mean, even the slightest of threats which Israel is perceiving now, it's from the Lebanese territories,
right,
by the Hezbollah operators, which is why it's still on with the assault, and it's kind of dismantling a lot of launch pads and operative sites of the Hezbollah right now. But as far as Gaza is concerned, it seems that Israel has kind of paused, the major assault right now, and but of course, the patrolling continues in Gaza, in northern Gaza, and in fact, about 30 people have also been detained, who the Israeli, the forces are questioning. And also, if the present situation continues, the kind of pause we have seen in the last 72 hours, especially if we look at the conflict between Iran and Israel, I would say things would look brighter in the next few days, unless and until something really major really happens, which kind of disturbs and derails this ongoing peace talk, which has begun finally after a 2-month pause in the West Asian region.
All right, Amit, we'll leave it here. Thank you so much for joining in with those details.